If I do a three-peat, I'm going to retire to play baseball.
Really, are you all ready?
I'm ready to
Go
go.
to the bathroom. You slept last night. All good.
I am ready to go.
Okay. You want to introduce me?
Yeah.
Me.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Car and Drivers.
That's not enough energy. Give me more energy.
Okay, you want something with a lot of energy.
That was
Hello, everybody. It's Car and Drivers Fantastic Window Shopping. And now here's your host, Tony Quiroga.
Welcome to Window Shop with Car and Driver. This is the weekly show where Car and Driver friends, editors, contributors, and one road and track editor get together to shop for cars on the internet based on a challenge. This week's challenge, Pebble Beach, was just this past weekend. I think Alana actually went to Pebble Beach. So lots of fancy cars, lots of beautiful cars. They have a competition called the Concours d'Elegance, where they pick the most beautiful car that year. So we decided to look at cars from the past 10 years to see what might be at Pebble Beach in 40 or 50 years. And this week we're joined by Deputy Testing Director, Mr. Casey Colwell, Senior Editor, Alana Schur, Contributor, Jonathan Ramsey, and Road and Track Senior Editor, John Perley Huffman. Perley, you want to take it away? Oh, and the budget. The budget was $150,000.
Yeah, I did not need to spend $150,000. And this is
Jonathan
you found a Chrysler Airflow from
Can I
1938.
have your extra? Can I use your leftover?
I found this 2016 Corvette Z06 in one of the most gorgeous colors in the history of mankind.
Okay, why would this make the lawn?
It's limited
The
production.
lawn.
It's limited production. It was about collector cars. It wasn't about making the lawn. It was about being a collector car. It's got a rabid fan base. Corvettes have always been collectible.
Go through the
Okay,
photo.
wait, we should clarify this. Is this about collector cars or making the lawn? Because I thought when I read Pebble Beach, I think making the lawn.
I never heard about making the lawn. I thought about collector cars.
No, you didn't read the invite then. It clearly says Pebble Beach.
I don't give a crap about Pebble Beach. I've been there
Here we
once.
go.
I didn't think all that
Okay,
much
so that
about
doesn't
it.
really have it.
I want this car.
You didn't read
Is this- how is it limited
it.
production?
It's
Yeah, I mean, it was limited only by the number of people who would buy it.
Go through the photos.
Exactly.
I'm scrolling through the photos. I'm scrolling through the damn photos of
No,
this
you're not.
fantastic car.
It's not working.
It's not working.
It's not?
No.
Unshare, and then try again.
I mean, and frankly, we've all seen that car plenty of times. If you just want to give us the
Oh, shut up,
rundown.
Jonathan. Just leave me alone. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
No.
Up next. Yeah.
That's, you know, I'm on your side, Pearly, but I just don't understand why.
Is this going through now?
No.
No.
Click the photos at the bottom underneath. See if that's it. No.
Nope.
My screen being shared? Can you see anything?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can see your
we-
screen.
Yeah, I mean, sharing the screen, it's just not going through the photos.
Are you on multiple screens by chance?
No, I'm on one screen. It should be maybe. Oh, let's see. Maybe is this the? Maybe I'm doing this. How about this?
There you
There
go.
you go.
Okay, there we go. Maybe I did. Thank you. Well, once again, I proved why I had to be banished to road and track.
Okay, so do you think that Corvettes will be on the lawn at Pebble Beach?
No.
We have been on the lawn on Pebble Beach. None of the cars from 10 years ago are going to be. I mean, you know what's going to happen is the last guy's going to be.
50 years.
In 50 years, there's still going to be one guy who's going to be in like an iron lung on the lawn there, who's going to be saying the 540K ought to win again. So this
I mean,
car.
he's not totally wrong about that.
No, he's not, because none of these cars are going to survive because there's too many computers in them. And
Yeah.
they're just going to be.
It's going to be, there's going to be some wizened husk of a human being arguing that cars peaked in 1933.
Okay, Pearly.
Listen,
Yeah.
Pearly, you picked a Z06. Why didn't you pick the ZR1, which is rare and more?
I don't like this. I think the ZR1 is too radical. I don't think it's as much fun to drive. I don't think it's as good a car.
Yeah, but the radicalness is what gets you to Pebble.
right.
Maybe, I don't know.
it's also what gets you to collectors.
Well, first of all, this car. Look at the color of this car. And first of all, I was looking at $100,000 cars, and they were all over $100,000 for a ZR1.
Hey, look, Pearly, I got a Mako down the street for me that can do that for $99.95.
Thanks.
Pebble Beach restorations at the
Yeah.
That is
99. Yeah, Earl Scheib.
Concours quality.
It'll be the Concours Earl Scheib division.
They're fiberglass specialists.
No.
Basically, what if this competition was which Corvette would John Perley Huffman most like to own at this moment? It is a nice color. Would you call that oxblood?
If you want to call it oxblood, if it gets me your vote, yes, I'll call it
What
oxblood.
does Chevy call
I don't know what the Chevy called it. God, what
Look
do
it
I
up.
look like? I'm on GM list right now. I'm not going to do. I don't know what they want. It's all-
But you love this color, but you don't even know the name of it.
It's burgundy. Who cares? I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to go there. Oh my God! It's some sort of.
So, okay, so say this was, say in 50 years, they are having some sort of Z06 class at Pebble. What about this car do you think is going to make it stand out from all of the other?
It's last of the front engine Corvette, one of the most powerful Corvettes. This one's very pretty, right? But it's very pretty. It only has 300. It has less than 400 miles on the odometer.
In 50 years?
Well, if you're gonna buy it, you might as well just preserve. Are you gonna buy it, preserve it? This is a.
Oh, wait, the
color.
color's right there. Go down, scroll down.
That's fair. That's fair, Jonathan. As they sit right now is how they're gonna is how we're expecting.
Long Beach
Sorry,
red.
this one. I'm sorry. This one. I forgot that I bought this one. Had 95.
Pearly, you also selected an automatic one.
So what? So what? I don't care about the.
Okay, look, this is how this should go. You present the car, we pretend like we are the Pebble Beach judges, and we're asking you questions about the car.
Well, no, but before that, it had
You guys can't pretend to be the Pebble Beach judges unless you're in like wheelchairs and you're being wheeled around by your aide.
He had to.
That's not fair. That's not fair. There are a bunch of younger judges, and like and it was a pretty interesting like scene out there.
And he had to have read the invite first.
Yeah, younger meaning mid-70s. Come on, these are like,
You're just mad because you realize now that you're not going to win again.
I'm not going to win, and I love this car. And Corvette has a rabid fan base, which would make it a collective car. It's one of the last.
Better? Is this better, Pearly?
It's one of the last. What?
Did you put a mustache
Is this
on?
better? Yeah. No? Okay.
Yeah. Now I take you seriously as a judge.
I feel like I'm there.
This car's. Casey, you tell me is this a fun car to drive?
It is a fun car to drive. It's not my favorite Corvette to drive.
What's your favorite car of Corvette to drive?
It's a dialed in C6 Z06.
C6 Z06 is a pretty great car.
See, that would have been more special.
But it's got to be dialed in because I've driven some that are scary, but when they're dialed in, they're nice. But yeah,
I really like. Every time I see a C7 these days, I go like, God, that was a cool car.
Early, time is up.
No.
I still don't.
Also, you should point out that car wasn't supposed to happen.
I don't understand why you think it's ZR1.
Because the ZR1 is vulgar. That car is not vulgar.
Well, I think Pebble Beach rewards some.
Pebble Beach is pretty vulgar. I mean,
I was gonna say anywhere that allows iron lungs to on the lawn, you gotta figure.
If you'd like, I'll send you the photo that I took of a McLaren with just like big 69 graphics on the side.
Nice.
Yeah, but was that in the competition though?
Yeah, that was on the lawn. That actually won. That was best in show. Man, things are really changing.
While you were there, Alana, did you wear a costume? Were you doing the full Johnny Lieberman costume up?
Did I do like Pebble Beach cosplay? You mean?
Yeah.
No, I mean I wore a dress. I looked real pretty, but no, I didn't even have a hat. And
the
then
last time,
so I should have worn a hat.
The first couple of times I went to Pebble Beach, I mean, everyone was dressed to the nines, and that is no longer the case.
No, that's true.
That's true.
I mean, I saw T-shirts.
The longer you stay during the day, the more like the general public comes in. The people that are there early
used to be classy.
The hoi polloi class comes in.
All right, Jonathan.
Okay, we can't badmouth Pebble Beach some more before we go on.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
I went through a number of choices. I do think one day this could make Pebble Beach
interesting.
Not my choice. This I think will definitely be on Pebble Beach one day.
No.
Only as a historical thing because they've been around for decades. This I think will also make it, but I chose this. Now this is a 2011 Porsche Boxer Spider. I have to admit. So what happened was when the show was yesterday and I was looking, I found this on another site and didn't click the link through. So when I clicked the link through today to get it ready, it was sold. So I don't know if I'm allowed to enter this.
I think it's
That's fine.
okay. These are worth less than $150,000. I think
Yes.
You're very safe.
So this was the end of run, but this is the first gen because they made them for the second gen, but I prefer the first gen, which was a bit more well, quite a bit more manual. That's a fact. With the manual top, it was the lightest Porsche they made at the time.
This does not have power seats.
That's
It
right.
has almost power nothing.
Right. And yet you were the one who's complaining about no power seats. You have betrayed your own standard.
Wait, no. I'm answering the challenge. Would I buy this? No. but for the challenge, what will be on Pebble Beach, I could totally see they'll have like, a 550 retrospective with.
Well, the one thing I know for sure that I won't be at Pebble Beach in 50 years is me. Okay, go on.
That's fascinating.
All right, go on.
No,
So,
the top on these is really complex and difficult to take off. There's like videos.
it is.
Doing it.
Yeah, well, and that'll be great on the lawn because the judges are going to make you like take the top down and put it back up, and it's going to be, like.
Well, I mean, you
You
can
get pretty
have your
good at it.
helper.
Oh,
Don't
that's
they
the
all?
one that still
Ooh,
works.
that seat's not going to do well on the lawn.
They're
Yeah,
gonna-
that's it.
What's wrong with that seat?
It's
The
warm.
driver's seat?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're already marking you down.
Yeah, you're going to
well,
have
I
to
don't-
do a
I
little
don't know.
restoration there.
The guy, you just lost to the guy in the Cruise Cobalt SS.
You just lost to the C706.
I will drive off the lawn right now through everybody. So
Either that or you need to have the other seat equally.
No.
and I can call it Patina.
And then you can
can't I?
enter one of the survivor classes and everybody will be like, oh, this damage, it's so beautiful. It tells such a story.
How many miles are on this thing?
I think I saw it
this
was
one-
like 18.
yeah,
I think I spotted
18,000,
that.
18,286.
Yeah.
Wow, that guy was hard on the seat, or that gal, whoever owned this was hard on the seat.
I mean, maybe he just squirmed around a lot.
Maybe you just
While,
disconnected the odometer.
Yeah, I highly doubt that would
Oh,
happen.
it's perfect, except for that seat.
I mean, fortunately, those seats you can find just plug and play seats.
Yeah.
Oh, the crests are pointed, at least on that wheel, to the valve stem.
Oh,
Exactly.
On that one too.
That one
It's not-
too.
Well, this place
It looks like it's a
specializes
Porsche shop.
in used Porsches, so I imagine they know. Boom.
Did this guy get the $99 paint job you promised us, Jonathan?
They were out of Long Beach red metallic when he went
Yeah.
down there, so or
Look at how
burgundy,
small
as you call
the
it.
brake calipers.
God.
Look at how small that brake hardware looks. By
It's
modern
probably like an
standards.
18, right, or a 19, or are those 20s? Those are probably 20s. Those are 20s.
I don't
Oh,
know.
but then
20s on a
2011.
9. That's a 987, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
But
think
it's
it was
a
20.
2011. I don't think it's a 20. I think it's
I don't think
Yeah.
it's a 20. I'll bet you that's an 18.
18. It's an 18.
Maybe a 19.
18. It's an 18.
Here are the options. There they go.
I mean, yeah, you couldn't get too much.
What? How much are they asking for this, Jonathan?
We don't know.
It's sold, but they're going for about what they cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
75,
So,
80 probably.
Yeah, this is 73. So there's one I did find this is an automatic though, and this guy wants 66. So they're going like in the mid 60s to mid to upper 60s.
We did this was in one of our we kind of revived our best handling car story. There were two of them that were done in the 90s. It was like above 30 grand. Was that I don't remember what
right.
it was like above and below 30 grand. And then but we had this one because we did above 35,000 and below 35,000. And I drove one of these down to Tennessee from Michigan, and they are loud on the highway.
But this car is a PDK. It's not a manual, right?
No, this
Correct.
one's a manual. That's why
This
I
one's a
chose it.
manual, but the other one, the white one's
Yeah, the white one. This one's a PDK,
Okay.
which is why I did not want this one and one of the other one.
All right, Jonathan. We'll see how you do at Pebble at the end of the show.
I'm just trying to beat the Corvette. That's all. As long as I do that.
Oh, that seat. I don't know.
Oh,
All right, Alana, you're up. Let's see what you brought to Pebble.
Okay, let's see. What did I bring? So I also had several considerations. I really like the Alfa Romeo 4C. I think that
would
will
have
be
been an
there at
excellent
some
choice.
point. I asked some of our other car and driver folks this morning what they thought. They were like, yeah, you should totally do that one. And because I am absolutely the kind of asshole who will ask a bunch of people something and then not do what they all agree I should do, I didn't pick that.
They wanted you to pick. Other people wanted you to pick the 4C, the carbon fiber car that weighs more than a Miata.
Yeah, well, everybody felt like it was underrated. You didn't.
Those aren't criteria at Pebble Beach, Tony.
Not underrated. That car's overrated.
You didn't give me enough money for this one, so.
Oh, you're close though.
Yeah.
That's a great car.
So I decided to do this.
You can't find an AC. Oh, well.
So Lotus Evora GT, it's got the carbon fiber pack. It's got a cool exterior color option, and it has maybe not my style interior details, but they're pretty flashy.
Do you like this car?
Do
you like this car?
I love this car. So I drove one maybe last year, 2 years ago. No, it must have been last year. And I meant to just go out for like a little drive, and I put 600 miles on it.
Wow.
I just kept going. Like I kept seeing another road and then going there.
So why does it deserve to be on the lawn though?
Well, I think that it's a really interesting car. And this year they had a section that was all Iso-Grifo, and Iso-Grifo is like this beautiful exterior styling with this Chevy engine in it, right? And so this is sort of similar, where it's this incredibly exotic looking exterior. It's a small, small build company, and then it has a like super reliable Toyota engine in it. So I felt that it kind of matched in that same, like, it'll be interesting down the road that this was done and that this partnership was done. And then also, it's a manual, which
yeah, this used to be what hybrids were. Hybrids were exactly that, exotic body with a American engine.
Pantera.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Pantera, Jensen Interceptor. There was like a whole thing where smaller companies, they couldn't do their actual engine development, or they didn't feel it was worth doing engine development, but they could build an incredibly beautiful car, or they could take an engine that was normally in a much heavier car and put it in a very light car. These things are like 3,000 pounds or something. Maybe.
Yeah. I drove one of these when they were new. When the Evora was new, I drove one from London to Rome and back.
Fancy.
Which was that was how Lotus engineers would shake down their products. And so when the Evora was new, I took it and I shook it down. And I think the only thing that broke was the cruise control, which I really did actually need in France.
That's a long drive in an Evora.
The interesting thing is that the supercharger atop this thing is an Edelbrock Supercharger.
Yeah, it's it's like it's kind of like a hot rod, but nobody would.
Oh, do you think this is a good-looking car?
Pearly, that's exactly what a judge at Pebble Beach would say. That's an Edelbrock Supercharger.
It is. It's an Edelbrock Supercharger, and then he'll put on his seersucker suit and see how much seer he can suck.
They don't wear seersuckers.
You can't wear a seersucker in an iron lung, Pearly. That's.
Jonathan, I do think that this is a good-looking car. This is not the aesthetic spec I would choose for it, but I think that one could defend it appearing on the lawn at Pebble Beach.
I think so.
I think dramatic and also very much representing an aesthetic of the time.
My personal taste would be the earlier Evoras.
I think it's gonna look great. I think it's going to look great in the Camry class, right next to all the other V6 powered Toyotas using it.
I love this guy today.
Sienna minivan, Highlander.
The guy who shows up with the Camry of American
all the vehicles that have this engine in it, which is like every Toyota, a couple of forklifts have this engine in it.
It's the same with like the Iso-Grifo. I mean, it's just like a small block, like a small block as a truck would have.
Really was in such a good mood last week. The pendulum has really swung him.
What are you talking about? You guys bad mouth, and I picked a car with a truck engine in it, so I shouldn't complain.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Alana.
That's it. That's it. I'm done.
How many miles are in this one?
Oh,
I think that's a new car.
Oh,
yeah, it looked like it was nothing.
Not sold yet?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Colwell.
All right, here we go.
What have you brought to the party?
Should I steal Tony's line? Are you guys ready to see the winner?
Yeah, let's hear it. Yes.
I also sorry, I almost screwed that up for a second. I almost made it so that you wouldn't be able to see my photo. So I also went through a few other odd choices where I was thinking, I see this in the back behind Jonathan, so he had a similar position on that. But I think ELRs also, that's a shape that's going to age very well. Not sure the rest of the car did, but this is, it's not this one.
I did, yeah.
It's this one. And I mean, this is without a doubt a very elegant, timeless shape. And this is, early R8. It's, I mean, first gen R8. The V8, I like the V8. I like the V8 shape a little better. The V10 gets like the bulges out here, and
This is the pure design, sort of like an early Countach.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Which, by the way, we're on the lawn this year at Pebble Beach.
Yeah, and
Because didn't Lamborghini pay to have all the Countach display there so they could pimp their new Countach?
What did he say?
I mean, yes,
Didn't
Yeah.
Lamborghini pay
I
to have
believe it
their
was all connected.
Countachs there so they could pimp their new Countach?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that anybody's going to claim that that entire week is not a marketing.
Oh,
A
right.
pimp orgy is what that week is.
I mean, did you not hear the earlier part about the?
I mean, exactly. Well, yeah, that's why we're here.
power seats, Jonathan.
Oh, boom.
I think player's ball is the preferred term, Jonathan.
This car, I think this car's these are
Forgive me, Don Juan Caruga, to get that wrong. Forgive me.
And I'm under 100K, so I can replace. It looks like the brakes could use a little freshening.
Well, no, an excellent choice.
how many
This is
miles? on this thing?
beautiful.
It's like 38,000. I mean, this would be. I mean, these cars at one point they were down, like
They were under
$65,000,
50.
$70,000, and they're on the climb.
That's-
I mean, it's
I've noticed that. I feel like I hadn't heard anybody talking about them, and even when they were like available new, I felt like everyone was sort of just like, eh. And now I'm in the last like 4 months, I've run into multiple people in like radically different places who've been like, yeah, all right, like underrated, not, aging really well, great car to drive. So
Yeah,
I mean, that's
Yeah, 8,000 RPM.
like an 8,200 RPM,
That
4.2
RS4
liter.
engine, the 4.2 liter is so special.
I mean, and that gear shift, that shift mechanism, outstanding.
Yeah. And you're never going to see cars like this again. This is sort of the end of it, which is that
Yeah.
makes it a great choice, Casey.
And if you own this car, you could. I mean, this is just basically, I think, pretty much just a doubled-in radio where you could update it. So it's not.
Yeah,
I mean,
just like
that's
the
it.
but you can't update it if you want it to place on the lawn.
No, of course not.
In fact, if any of the stickers are bad, you're going to have those recreated. That one key has a little bit of wear on it. And maybe you can
36,000,
find,
We can polish that up. We can throw it in the tumbler, polish it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
can,
mean, maybe one of Jay Leno's guys can recast it for you in like their plastic caster.
The shift knob looks like somebody who had a lot of rings
Yeah,
operating it.
yeah, I did notice that. But again, that's Metal. That's easy.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you're good.
I drove one of these from Munich to Le Mans, and it is like probably the only car I've driven over there, like in Germany on the Autobahn, where you don't need to work your way up to speed. You can just floor it, and it is so balanced, so perfect, so steady.
later on I could be driving my oldest Tundra to West Covina. I hope you guys don't.
And it's funny. Like normally I like look up like how quick these were and how much power they had. I didn't even think about it just because I remember what a joy these were just to drive
Yeah.
and how civilized they are.
I think
they're not ridiculously fast. Or
No,
ridiculously
they're not.
quick, but they're like really nice to drive. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically it was like a mid-engine answer to like a C4S, like a Carrera 4S at the time.
Yeah.
Not a turbo. Then they came out with the V10, and of course that's
Or an Aston Vantage. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't have an R8 or a Huracan.
All right,
I think I might want this.
Yeah,
but I'd rather have a Gallardo though over probably both.
Really?
But
Wow.
an early one, yeah, they're just
wait,
cool.
Huracan? I don't know. I might want an Huracan. I was thinking
I'd
probably second
rather have
Gallardo.
a Huracan than a Gallardo, but I think I'd rather have an R8 than a Gallardo.
I think I'd rather have an R8 than a Z06.
I just remember the first time I saw a Gallardo in person and being shocked at how small they are. just like all their dimensions, really. I mean, this thing, like R8s have a ton of headroom, like, which is something that the Lamborghini variants don't have.
Yeah, they're comfortable inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like the R8 is kind of like the first iteration of the Ford GT. So not the GT40, but the remake, where it's sort of like big and accessible inside, even though it's got this sports car outside.
And they don't really show it.
Except for when you close that crazy door that goes into the roof on your head. That's not fun.
GT40 town car.
But there's also like a luggage shelf here, and if this were on the lawn, if this were my car in 50 years and on the lawn, I would make sure to source
Custom luggage.
one of the. No, they had a golf bag specifically made for it that I would 100% have in there with like period correct.
Oh my God!
Well,
So what are you supposed to do? Cram it through the passenger side?
Yeah, the seat comes up, and and then there's just a shelf back here, and you have to remove the driver. That's the one thing. It's you have to take the driver out of the bag, but
Those are big long courses though too. Those are like 400-yard holes, aren't they?
I'm sure there's some 550-yard holes there too.
Big. I
I
mean,
can look them up on my app if you want. Should I look it up real quick?
they're all really.
No, absolutely not. We should stop talking about golf immediately.
All right. I don't know if I'm going to have a winner, but at least one of us did pick, but didn't pick the car that I have this week. I'm ready. I'm going to make a case for it.
I'm not used to this humility, this modesty. This is like, hello man, my blood pressure's going up.
So unfortunately, the Gullwing SLS was out of reach because I thought that was a shoe-in. So the pendulum swung in the other direction, and I went,
ELR.
Wait a minute. What?
I mean, so Pebble Beach rewards design, and this is above all else, this is basically a concept car for the road.
It is.
Oh,
Cities
come
on the road.
on.
It's you know what else it is? It's also a Chevy Volt for the road.
Exactly. This is a
That's not
mildly
relevant.
worked over. This is a
That's
mildly
Yeah,
worked over
it
Volt.
definitely is not relevant.
And this
A
had,
mildly
Coke
worked
built
over
cars
Volt
that are out
with
on the
more
lawn.
leather.
in 16, they got more power than the Volt.
But
Look,
Oh.
I think these cars are dramatically underrated. I think they're actually very nice cars to drive. They're completely
the
impractical.
Volt was a nice car to drive.
I've got contrasting seats, unlike you guys. I saw a lot of boring interiors, so the
Oh,
judges
come
don't
on.
like that.
That's in that.
My interior was tacky, not boring. Okay.
I mean, that is Home Depot leather in there. That's
Oh
not.
no,
Depot
sir.
leather, Home Depot.
Yes.
What department at Home Depot has the leather section?
What is that?
Stop talking. This was a $76,000 car. It has really nice leather in it.
Which is why they sold 8 of them.
Yeah, I know. When they were new, there was like 20 grand off on them.
But the only reason they were selling them was for like cafe credits and
Right.
and,
Exactly.
I mean, there wasn't. I mean, the business model for this car was not sell as many as we possibly can. It was sell as many as we need to in order to not pay other fines.
And I don't even think they did that.
managed that though.
I know. I don't think they did, but
I
So
think
Tony, when you're on the lawn, what are the things that you're going to be pointing out to the judges? You're going to be pointing out how rare it is to find those giant taillights in one piece, right? I mean, like none of those survived, and then like.
so I think, in 50 years, nothing is going to look like this car.
Oh, Tony.
And no one.
I mean, come on, nothing.
really looks
No,
like it now.
Tony, nothing looks like a rutabaga. That doesn't mean that we want.
I mean, if a rutabaga was more elegant, I would vote for it.
Tony, isn't there also a chance that in 50 years all cars will look like this?
No.
no.
But
There's no Coupes. I mean, if Coupes make a comeback, I will be surprised. But
Yeah, exactly.
it's just a really impractical body style.
I mean, look at that. That looks like a concept car to me.
Yes.
And that's what's.
I mean-
I can imagine there being some sort of, Cadillac wedge, like what would this be? American classic, probably. And then like people would be talking about like the waterfall headlights. Is this like design
See,
moment?
I mean, Tony,
Yeah,
that's really just a shorter Z06 if you look at the shape from the side.
We're
Really.
talking about the
If you
breakthrough.
just shrunk the Z06.
We're talking about the breakthrough Q system that made such a big difference and how everybody interacted with their entertainment system.
Right. And that's a point of discussion with the judges. They're all going to be honest because they've never used it before. because they
Wow.
read about it and they were like, oh, this is supposedly a terrible system. Let me try.
Curly, you should be ashamed.
So in 16, they got a little more power. I think they went up to 233.
Okay, so Tony, what outfit are you going to be wearing? You know how like people a lot of times they'll dress to match the era of the car that they're showing.
I'll dress however the guy in the commercial dressed. What was the commercial that you tried to show?
That was Neil McDonald, I think, whatever his name was.
Yeah, I'll just dress like him.
Yeah, he was
You'll have to wear some contact lenses to pull off those eyes.
Well, and get your hair dyed white. But
By then,
well, certainly.
So
This car had the most amazing commercial. I'll give it that.
It appears to be at a Genesis dealer, at least in the Genesis part of the lot.
Well, that makes it much more upscale.
So Tony, why did you go with this late Cadillac Coupe instead of say like a previous generation or 2-generation old CTSV Coupe?
This one is more radical looking, and I think the judges can appreciate the more radical design, closer to concept and therefore elegant of this car.
I mean,
elegant powertrain too. Like it's
what do they have like an ELR retrospective year? Is that how that goes?
Yeah, I think there might be like a Chevy Volt and its variants year where people bring those cars.
In 50 years, you don't realize
somebody brings an Opal. What was the Opal? The
that's
the
right.
Amp, or is it what?
The Ampera.
Yeah,
Ampera.
Yeah, Ampere. Yeah.
Oh, I should have found an Ampera. That would have really.
Who are going to be the judges in 50 years? It's going to be like Joey Caparella and Annie.
You are obsessed with the judges. You need to chill.
I think he's just upset that he hasn't been tapped yet to do it.
He's completely hung
But
up.
it really could be. I could see Caparella as a judge in 50 years. I could totally see
maybe
that.
like Supercar Blondie and like
Wow, that would be amazing.
Doug DeMuro.
Hey, puppers.
Oh, there's a dog.
Hey, puppers.
All right. Well, we've come to the part of the show where we judge each other's picks and crown a winner. Mr. Huffman with the Z06. I love the car.
Okay, hold on. Are we judging the car or its chance of making the lawn?
Chance of making the lawn.
Both.
God.
I mean, the car gets a thumbs up. Chance of making the lawn is never
I give you
going down.
yeah. I'm with Jonathan. Sideways. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proud to not make the lawn. I'm proud of the fact
you missed the challenge completely.
I don't care. I don't care.
But I don't read my emails.
Right.
I mean, I guess it'd be like the in 50 years, it would be what, like the what anniversary of the Corvette? Would it be the 110th anniversary of the Corvette?
Yeah.
Maybe if you had a good anniversary year, it would land on.
Why
Yeah,
that
maybe
one?
2053.
I mean, of all, why a random 2016 Burgundy?
Because he didn't read the challenge, Jonathan.
I will say I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen a Corvette that color in person.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful car.
Okay, Charlie.
You guys are all wrong.
Okay, fine. Which is your favorite car that isn't yours?
All
Good choice.
Good choice.
Yeah.
All right, Jonathan. What car did you have?
Exactly.
Oh, the Spider. The Spider.
Good.
Pebble Beach. I like that top. I'll give you a thumbs up.
I was gonna say,
Yeah. That'll make it on the lawn. Yeah.
It's just that boxers are a little boring, so I don't know.
But what makes it unique is the shortened windshield and that crazy top.
Yeah.
Well, I was really just going for the fact that it was Porsche's, I think, first real stab at a 550 successor like that, even though it wasn't a 550. So I could see them having a 550 retrospective and then putting the Boxster Spider.
Right.
Favorite car, not my car.
ELR, Cadillac.
Man, it's so close, the ELR, so close. I am.
You're driving from Munich to Le Mans right now in your head. I can see it.
I was so tempted to pick an R8. I just thought, why would you do that? So I'm really torn between the R8 and the Lotus. And I got to go with I'm gonna go with the R8 because I could definitely see it. I mean, I can see the Lotus being there as part of a Lotus retrospective thing, but
an R8 an R8 could be there just in its own right. Just be there at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be the last of the manual supercars or sports cars, and that would fit in that group. And it's an early one too, which is kind of cool.
That's what made the difference. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that it was an early V8 was the key.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Alana Zavora GT.
If
Pearly?
Lotus is listening, we still want to test one.
I mean, I like the car. It's a fun car to drive, and it's kind of an interesting car. It's from a manufacturer that may not be here in 50 years.
A lot of the manufacturers on the lawn are no longer with us. That's not relevant.
True. I mean, I tried getting hold of the Cord PR people, and they just like,
No, I was
not my telegrams, nothing.
I was talking about that as a positive, as being defunct. The defunct.
Oh, okay.
I just got a docent at the museum.
Yeah.
All right, Alana, what's your favorite Cadillac?
I mean, the R8. I wish I should have thought of that. That's a really good one.
That's a good choice. All right, Casey, R8 sounds like it's gonna get a lot of thumbs up, certainly from me. What's your favorite? You thought about ELR, so
I know I did, and I can tell you, it comes down to ELR and the Lotus. And
I have a
really,
No one has ever said.
okay, that's intense.
I know. That's,
and
yeah,
you'll
that's,
never
yeah.
be said again.
Casey, the 16 had
Come on.
extra horsepower.
15% more horsepower, which is
16
less than
horsepower.
15 horsepower. No, I don't love the look of the later Avoras, so it is the ELR, because I really did almost pick it. I'm not lying.
Oh my God.
I really did almost pick it.
This is where things go off the rails.
It's a design thing,
This is where
right?
it all went to Casey's head that quickly. Once he knew he won, he saw the champagne, he saw the girls,
Once
Popping bottles.
Jonathan, once
Exactly.
he won, he could be
Like, I'm outta
completely
here.
honest. He could be completely honest when he realized that
No,
is
I mean, I almost picked the ELR, and
look,
yeah.
I now want to change my vote because I know Casey's going to win. I want to vote for the Lotus now. Because I know Casey's going to win, so I'm going to change my vote to the Lotus because you're going to go R8. So nothing changes really.
all right. What did you guys think of the ELR?
I liked it.
I did too.
Jonathan.
Grudging.
Yes.
Like,
That's a win. I'll take that as a win. And I definitely think the R8's a really good choice. I think of all the cars here, a manual early-ish R8 has the best chance of making it to Pebble Beach 50, 60.
Man, a sweep. Unanimous. Good
You
God.
got all the votes?
I just want to say, in 50 years, the thing that's really going to be depressing is if you get there, there's going to be like a preserved crossover class. And you're just going to sit there and go like, oh my God, look at this early.
Oh, sorry. I thought when I heard you say crossover, I was thinking crossfire.
Me
And I was like, yeah, that
I
would
thought
be.
that too.
Disappointing.
As you're going along, there are going to be people, oh my God, look, an RX 300.
All right, Pearly, speaking of depressing things, how do you want
It's not depressing. This is not depressing. This is not
Wait.
depressing.
Before we do this, just real quick, if I had picked the Alpha, as everyone told me to this morning, would you guys have voted for that instead, or would you still have voted for
I would have
the
voted
R8?
for the Alpha.
I probably would have voted for the Alpha.
I would have voted for the R8 still.
Alphas are just they're
All right, so I should have listened to them.
Yeah, I would have voted for the
You
RX.
don't care about winning though.
No, I still I really like that Lotus. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. We're ready now. We're ready, John.
I just want to say is that I just wanted to do a little bit of a moment here to share you guys with my dog, Alabama, who died yesterday. In celebration, Tony has his dog with him, and Alana has her dog with him. And he was just the best dog in the entire world. And I'm going to miss him a lot. And all he really wants is for us to like and subscribe to this podcast here. And you know,
Who is that?
That's my son and my daughter on our Christmas card with
That was his last dying wish, right?
Yeah, he just wanted you guys all like and subscribe. He's a great dog. And there's only one thing to say. He's named after my wife's home state, which is Alabama. And the only thing you have to say is roll tide.
Pearly, but he's your other dog lives on, right?
Duke lives on. Duke's his brother. And Duke's on is kind of like falling apart too. And, you know, it's just kind of like, you know, I think everybody here except Jonathan is a dog lover at some level or another.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm going to go bet on dogs after this, so I love them too. But when they make me
George
money.
is gonna cover.
Bama was just a great dog, and
Well, the window shop family is sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
sorry, Pearly. That's the word.
And I love
Yeah.
dogs.
just say 2 words for me. Just say Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
So,
I want to point out that we all need to start using the video filter,
Oh my
and
god.
I'm gonna start lining those up now.
Okay, yeah. I
All
really
right.
should have voted for the
Well,
Lotus.
well, thank you for watching this long, and subscribe and like, and we'll see you next week, and keep bringing the suggestions. The suggestions are fantastic.
Yeah.
You guys.
R.I.P. Alabama.